Good afternoon. It's 12:45 Eastern Time, and I'm pretty much done with my trading for today. So I'm just going to go through my trades for today. There is one trade I am still currently in, which I'll go through in a second. But on my screen is the MES 5-minute chart. So I'm managing my trade at the same time. It's only a very small position. So today, if you watched the pre-market video, then I had this level in 44.91. Zoom out a bit, and the reason I had that level in was because we came in. It's this double top, this area here from the pre-market, and we touched the bottoms of the trade at the bottom during this point, and it's also this area of consolidation along here as well. So it's a significant area, and also we had this high concentration of volume as well and you can see this red line is the point of control which runs straight through. So kind of this area which I was watching for possible rejection, and in the pre-market video it would have been about 9 AM. We were about here at that point. It's about here I did the video, and I said, in fact it was just coming up into this zone, and it was always going to be a higher risk rejection. So the open 9:30 it came up, touched the VWAP, and there's a few things which satisfied this trade for me. It was a level I previously identified, which is this level 44.9150. It was also touching the VWAP. It's below the 200 moving average, and it's at the top end of a supply zone, which it was a demand zone yesterday, but it broke through and now it's a supply zone. And on the hourly, let's go to the hourly for a second, 1 hour, and on the hourly chart it is also, it's a bit clearer to see, it's also an area where we had a bottom pivot there, and it was a area of confidence as well, so tops of these candles and the bottoms of these candles. So it's an area I was watching for. So going back to the 5-minute chart, so today after 9:30 came in, I was watching the volume. I had this big volume candle come in, and we're sort of pushing up, and I took it as it touched the VWAP. In fact, the order I took, it was a market order, but it didn't fill me where I wanted to. It filled me just below. I was about $1 or so short of my initial entry, but it's fine. I was in, and then we saw this nice push down. I added just here as it pulled back a bit. I think it was as it pulled back into the zone, and there was no more real adds I could find. Maybe I could have added there, but I held, and I got out here. I got out as we broke the low as well, so I took a contract out there, took a contract out here, and then I got out the rest as it broke. So zoom in a bit better, and the rest I got out as it broke. In fact, it wasn't there, it was this one here, and again this is the volume, the point of control was around that area as well. So it's a good out. And what I did do then is I was looking for a reversal, because I called this number 44.5875, and look at that. This is pre-market. This is an hour before the market had even opened, and I'd already said that we're watching for a bounce off of this level, and I said we're watching for a rejection on this level, and that was two perfectly great trades. And even this level I said is a higher risk area, 44.69. Even though we pushed through it initially, but there was high volume, there was no reason to take that long at all. It pulled back, and that's where it touched. So it should have been an add really. It was a break and retest that level. Came back down, came back, touched the level again. Again, these levels I've identified way before the market opened. It's based on that lower pivot there and a few areas just before. And it came down, it came pushed through, retested it again, pushed up, then it tried to break it, couldn't, push back up again, and look, it's been hovering around this area, touching it, pulling down, and it's finally broken down through it. And so today, after I got out of this trade, I got out a bit late, so I should have reversed, but no, it's a bit late in there, so I didn't. So I waited. I don't want to get in. I was done. My trade was done. This is my trade of the day. That's all I needed to take today. But what I did do is I took the break of this candle long, and my stop was there, and I got out. I kind of got out there, and I added down here. Again, it's very, very small contract, so it wasn't much at all. Got out there, and I think I stopped myself out there as it pushed through, so I kind of lost. It was a winning trade, but I was getting in and getting out, getting in, getting out, and then I finally got out when we pushed up there. That's my out. And again, I should have been done for the day, and that was another good trade. Again, and then just a few moments ago, before I started this video, I took this trade, pulled back. It's a break, retest of this area here. Let's just do a line. So I saw it coming back to retest that area there, and so I waited for the break of this candle down, and I got back in again here. And again, just 2 contracts of MES, so very, very small trade. And my target's going to be this level again, 44.58, and I'm not even going to watch trade. I'm going to put my OCO order in. Stop is going to be this line here, and my out's going to be there. And I'm probably going to move it to break even in a few minutes. So it's basically, in fact, I will move it to break even. It's a free trade effectively. So worst happens, I break even when it pulls back to here. And best case is I take profit down here. So good day. And one thing I wanted to look at, oil. I'll be keeping an eye on this today. And look at this. So it didn't quite touch any of my levels, but it definitely moves for sure. So in the pre-market at 9 o'clock, we was watching it. We were about here, I believe, and we were seeing it push up. I really wanted to see it come up to this level in the 200 moving average. So this is the 5-minute chart, but it didn't even get back to that previous pivot. We got bottoms and tops, so it is looking weak today. Oil. Looking at the hourly. Look at that for a sell-off on the hourly. So no rest for this one. It broke through this area here, this bottom trend line. This is a channel, trend line I drew in a few days ago, so I connected those two up. So it's broke through. It did retest it. If you're watching it, that's a great retest. Broke through, pulled back up. This is the retest area here on this channel, and it hasn't looked back since. Potential target is obviously this bottom here, 80.14, and if you're in this trade, it's a great trade. Would I take it long now? Well, I don't trade oil, so I'm only keeping an eye. I've been watching it for a few weeks because I'm curious and I want to trade another futures. Would I take it 80? Maybe as a scalp, but we are now officially in a hourly downtrend, so it will be a scalp if you're going against the trend. But the perfect entry, look at that for a GBI, this green bar. You could have taken it there, stop loss above the GBI there, and that would be in a 1, 2, 3 hour trade roughly. So, but still, I'm keeping an eye on it. We're now below the 200 moving average as well, and it looks like it's going to curve over, and we might be seeing a change of trend. And we know that because we've got this left shoulder, this head, roughly a head, and this right hand shoulder, and we've broken through the neckline, which is this trend line. So the next move, we could see it come back up, probably get close to this area here or to the neckline, and for another wave down. So one to keep an eye on, and as soon as I find the perfect setup for this, I'm probably going to take it, and it'd just be one contract of the MCL. So this is the mini micros future, and the mini micros means it's 10 times smaller than the CL contract. I think on the CL contract, a $1 move from 82 to 81, one contract would be $1,000, whereas an MCL contract, it would be $100 because it's 10 times less, and that's more manageable for me. And it's easy to scale up better as well. So if you buy 10 contracts of MCL, that's equivalent of buying one contract of CL, and the charts are identical, MCL or CL, so there's no real benefit trading CL unless you're buying CL in, you know, you got a massive big margin and you want to buy a lot of contracts. But so that's why oil's attractive to me, because we get easily $1 moves a day. So 80, that's $1, $2, that's a $3 move on this day almost. So you've got another $1, $2, and a $2.50 move. Yeah, so you can easily get a $2 move. So that's it. Okay, well, hopefully you had a good day. I'm not going to review any charts because we're only halfway through the day, but everything looks like it's looking weak and it wants to break through. SPY looks like, look at that, we've got an engulfing bar on SPY right now, so that looks very bearish, which we said in the market. Come down, pushed up, pushed down, got this engulfing bar here, and it looks like it wants to push lower. So, but we are right at the daily, if you see that, the daily 50 moving average. So we've got to break through that 50 moving average to continue the trend down. And then we've got MES. We should hopefully be continuing down the trend, so that's a good target here. And if you still continue to trade today, and maybe a break and retest of this level low, but with confirmation as well, so you'll be watching volume. So I'm currently watching volume at the moment, and what I'm watching for is a potential end in volume. So we've had decline in volume for this reversal, which is why this trade I took earlier was always going to be a scalp, because it's against the trend and the volume was decreasing. And then we had this lovely increase in volume here for this push down, and then we had a bit of decrease in volume there, and that's that pullback. So every time you see decrease in volume, so that decrease in volume there, and you've got a pullback, you know that's pulling back into weakness, so it's going to turn around. And that's why I took the trade, because I could see the volumes declining, and then we had increased volume on the sell-off and a bit of increased volume bottom. So that's it. So nice bit of volume analysis. That's a really good show of volume analysis on this pullback as well. And that's how you can look for potential pullbacks and adds by watching the volume. So the volume there was decreasing. So volume's decreasing. So then you could take the break of that candle down, which is exactly what I did, and it's on the low volume candle. And we saw an increase. The candle volume did increase, so that gave me confidence that we were going to sell off. And then sometimes it does settle down a bit, potentially. Oh, this is definitely not ending volume, because I'm expecting to see a candle like this. Here's a good example of ending volume. So we had this big move down, we hung around for a bit, and then another move down, and then we had this above average ultra high volume candle, which is higher than the opening candles as well. And so it kind of gave you an idea that we were ending this move down, and then the market just wants to mop up the last few orders. So it doesn't always mean it's going to be the bottom of the move, but it does mean that the buyers, or the sellers in this case, are exhausted and the buyers have stepped in, hence the higher volume. And then the buyers step in, which you can see here, and they're now buying up until we get to this point. And do we see higher volume? So we had a very low volume there, so there was no move down, so still some buyers are around. And then low volume, look at that. So this next candle, this is a great example. So we had this small candle, which was a top and tail candle on this very low volume bar, and then we had this slightly bigger candle, which was even lower volume. So that means there's no buyers, the buyers are not present in the market. And so the next candle was a push up. Any last buyers would have taken their orders, and then the market makers or the inside or the smart money are pushing it back, push it back down, and then any buyers here are stopping out, and that's why you see this big move down as well. And that's on volume as well, increased volume. So yeah, looking interesting today. Looking forward to seeing how the market ends. I might be around power hour. If not, I will see some of you tomorrow. Okay, have a good day.